Thank you for the quite inspirational speakers. I don't want to be the party pooper, but I just want to set out where our company is at the moment, Dulas Limited. No doubt a few of you in the audience have heard of Dulas. We've been in business just down the road in Machynlleth, based in Machynlleth for about 15 years. We actually started life probably less than 100 metres from here in 1982. Our head office is in Machynlleth. We have an office in Stirling recently, and I'll come on to that a little bit more later. We have about 100 direct employees, plus quite a large number of subcontractors, a quarter of whom are employed in the wind industry, and the majority of those 100 employees live and work in the Machynlleth area. I think we've pioneered some of the UK's renewable energy installations. We started life as Dulas Engineering Limited, and I think it was largely back in the 80s to conduct research and development into renewable technologies, and also to sell PV and small wind turbines to those benighted few in the 80s that actually had a belief that renewable energy had a future. We've grown as a company. We're now accredited under ISO 9001. We've won a number of awards over the years. The Renewable Energy Company of the Year, 2009. Prior to that, we won the Wales Small Business of the Year award. This year, for the third time, we won the Wales Growth 50 Awards. Our customers, wide and varied. We deal with all technologies, PV, wind, hydro, biomass. We have stayed away from the heat pump technologies for a variety of reasons, and we've stayed away from anaerobic digestion, not because we don't believe that either of them are sound technology, it's just we haven't entered into those markets. Our customers range from utilities just to householders, and that covers government, both UK and overseas, and the public sector. I put in there that one of our major clients are UN departments for blood and vaccine fridges that has really been the mainstay of the company for the last 30 years. You can see the photograph illustrates one of our blood and vaccine fridges that integrate into the cold chain to deliver blood and vaccines in the developing world. We're also very active with community renewables. 2 wind turbines up on the hill, one of which is turning merrily today, are community owned, but Dulas had an awful lot to do with making that happen about 10 years ago. Where are we in the wind business? I've focused on the wind business because that's really my area currently, although I have worked in hydro. Wind, I'll come on a little bit to how much wind represents for our business, but what do we do? Mainly wind monitoring and wind development services. We've been concerned with measuring wind speed at remote locations, both onshore and offshore, for the past 25 years. We also do the data analysis. We offer a comprehensive development service, basically through the planning system for small, right up to very large wind developments. The smallest we've worked on is about 15 kilowatts. The largest currently is about 160 megawatts. So we've got a team of 9 people that are dedicated to that. Over the last couple of years, we've invested quite heavily in the medium wind, that is feed-in tariff. We've now got a team of 11, plus 3 in Scotland, dedicated really to turnkey turbine supply and installation. In the wind industry, the total employees we have are 25 employees here in Scotland, plus a large number of subcontractors and suppliers, a lot of whom are based in Wales. I'd say the majority. We've been in the wind industry for a long time, and a long time in Wales. One of the first projects I was involved in was the Machynlleth development just up the road from here in 1991-92. That was the first wind farm in the UK to go into planning, and as a result it was called in by the then Secretary of State for Wales, and it wasn't the first one built, sadly. We've got a track record of something like 650 megawatts submitted to planning, 350 megawatts capability consented, and we've got, I dispute that figure of 170 megawatts, I think it's probably more like 250 actually in development at the moment. In the last 12 months we've installed the first 8 55 kilowatt turbines in the UK under the feed-in tariff, and we've got many in the planning stage. So just to establish that we're a company that's been around in Wales, feeding into the Welsh economy for over 30 years. To quantify what that means, overall you can see that the turnover of the company has risen gradually over the years. From 2007 to 2010, went up from 7.5 million in 2007 to 22 million in 2010. And in the wind industry, it's been around a 1.1 to 1.5 million turnover. Now, unfortunately, I didn't get a chance over the weekend to put in another slide. I've done the work for it. Something like, for the wind industry, about 20% of that is retained in the local economy. That is staff salaries, payments to purely local subcontractors. So that's something like 340,000 retained in the economy of Machynlleth. Because most of our staff, all of our staff, are based here in Machynlleth. Slightly less than the overall company. The work I did showed that it was probably around 10% stays within the local economy or the wider Welsh economy. It's about £2.2 million in 2010 that we retained within this local economy. The wind business in Wales. We've done 15 successful applications over the years since 1991. We've had 12 projects either refused or withdrawn, so we're pretty successful at getting wind farm sites in the right place. Currently we've got one large project application in preparation. We've got 9 single turbine cluster projects that tend to come, typically they're a single landowner or a company that wants a wind turbine associated with their factory, or a landowner that, typically a dairy farmer, wants to reduce the production cost by generating energy on farm. What about the future? Well, where we're standing at the moment, particularly in wind, and to a lesser extent in hydro, future prospects in Wales are pretty limited. We can only see at the moment a low volume of small projects. We're currently actively considering moving the focus of our wind business to Scotland. A business can't survive on export. We have to have a home market. We haven't got one in Wales at the moment. It's a sobering thought. I started in 1992 with Dulas, and at the moment we have one project in Wales and very little prospect of getting any more. We are going to have to look for a market elsewhere in the UK. Scotland has a very vibrant renewables industry. I was up there last week at a conference organised by Scottish Renewables. The atmosphere was vibrant, people are out there doing things. Together the industry has to help that happen in Wales. Thank you.